Hello everyone, welcome back to another video review. Today I'm taking a look at Transformers Kingdom, War for Cybertron Trilogy, Deluxe Class Arcee. So here is Arcee and here is her box. I'm going to go a teensy bit more in depth than I usually do with the box this time. Because usually I just kind of go, hey, pictures and stuff, and then, put it back and that's it. But Kingdom marks a change in Hasbro's packaging recently, in that they are starting to use less plastic, and it's like more of it. So it's like when prior this like entire plastic insert would be here. If I had previous like War for Cybertron boxes, I would show it off, but I do not, because I don't keep these. I keep the Studio series, but they're different enough that I don't. So these boxes are now utilizing less plastic, more cardboard. There's still some to show off the figure, but it's nowhere near as much as they've been using recently, because they did a big old press release about how they're going green and they're going to save the polar bears and stuff like that. So just a kind of an interesting note about this packaging and the changing. So now that we're through with that, let's go ahead and get the usual rigmarole out of the way. So here is Arcee's vehicle mode on the front. Here is Arcee on the side. She's of course a deluxe class in several different languages. More evidence that you can recycle this. Of course, this is from Transformers Kingdom, part of the War for Cybertron trilogy. This is for ages 8 and up. Of course, that's just a suggestion. They have to put that on there. She is manufactured by Hasbro. It says Transformers along the side. If you look up here, she is from the Generations line, co-manufactured with Takara Tomy. On the side here, we have some of that Kingdom artwork from a TV show that makes pretty much zero sense whatsoever. This is, of course, an authentic Transformer. And then on the back, it's pretty plain. It's a bunch of warnings. Don't eat the toy. Hasbro Transformers in 15 steps. There's not even a bio anymore. So, yeah, pretty minimalist. So, yeah, that is it for the box. So now we'll move on to Arcee herself. And here she is in her futuristic, yet also sort of kind of retro convertible look that I actually really dig. A little gappy in the back. We'll get to that later. But I actually really like Arcee's vehicle mode. I've always thought that Arcee's had a really cool look to her. Of course, she originates from the Transformers the movie from 1986, and she was not a toy. She was added into the movie at the behest of a producer, I'm pretty sure, if I remember the story correctly. So she's kind of sort of shoehorned in, and since there wasn't a toy of her, the animators got to just make whatever design they liked. And so in the years since, Hasbro has struggled with trying to figure out a way to make Arcee's robot form work with an actual toy. And with the exception of like Masterpiece or something like that, this is kind of the best version we've had in terms of a Generation 1 Arcee. Now, you can look at, like, say, animated Arcee, who is very close in design to G1 Arcee, but it's a little different. But this is, outside of like something like Transformers Masterpiece, this is kind of the closest we've ever been. And even then, there are some people that aren't a big fan of this. We'll get into that here when we get to the transformation. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at her one simple accessory, a cute, teensy little blaster pistol. For whatever reason, done in a transparent plastic. I don't know why they did it in the transparent plastic. I think it's black on the box. See, it's black gray on the box, so I don't know why they made it transparent. So I kind of forget about this thing sometimes. It kind of lays there and it gets lost. It's like, oh yeah, she has this. So there is some storage for it, though. You can put it there or there, and then I think, oh yeah, so here's underneath, and that's one of the things we're going to get to with the transformation. But I think there's somewhere to put it. Technically, it's supposed to go somewhere underneath. I think I might be mixing that up with another figure I'm going to be reviewing here pretty soon. But yeah, there's not a lot of places to put this. Oh, is that a spot? Can you kind of? No, that's a screw hole. Never mind. So yeah, that's pretty much Arcee in general. And so now for a quick comparison, here we have Titans Return Hot Rods, just to bring in a one of her buddies from the movie. So yeah, they do look good together. They definitely look like they belong to the same universe, even though this is a toy from a couple years ago, and it's obviously done in the style of G1, but it had some differences there's some differences here. So, yeah, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get down to the transformation. So, as I sort of kind of alluded to a minute ago, yeah, here is Arcee, just kind of hanging out. So we'll go ahead and get started here with the transformation. Just get her legs undone here. Twist them around as such. And then just kind of bend this up like so. Then these pieces will not break. That's not what I want to happen. There we go. You have to push them. Oh, that one went better actually. And then these will fold in. And then you can. There is a hinge here if you want to look behind her head. And then this is the hardest part of her transformation, is that after you flip, so there's this, flip down. So it's just that this whole thing kind of flopping around back here does make it a little hard to get a hold of some stuff. So you kind of have to wedge your finger in there and get that hinge. I really do not like this hinge. There we are. And fold in that. Maybe starting with that would have made it easier to pull down. Then okay, hold on. There is a thing here. And this gets all topsy. There we go. There we go. Now I got it. There we go. Click into the back like such. I guess we'll just go ahead and give her a blaster pistol. Point. And yeah, that's Arcee. Sort of, kinda. We're not really done because yeah, this is the whole car is just kind of folded up on her back there, as you can see. So there is something else you can do with this. And that is, if I can find, I always lose where the connection point is on this. Right. There we are. This just all, as you can see here, there's these little notches that these click into. So then when you're done with this section, you can just kind of toss it to the side. And there we go. Now we have a little bit of a better looking Arcee. Yay! And so, yeah, when you remove the giant backpack from her, she's actually a pretty good looking Arcee. Obviously, she still has a little bit of a backpack to her, but you know that's accurate to her character design and her box art, so that works. Hold on, if I'm trying to mimic the box art, there we are. That's better. So yeah, so that works. That looks good. It's much better than the giant mask she had on her a minute ago. So we'll go ahead and get a closer look at her here. And I mean, the molding on her is really good. She's a good looking figure. So a lot of nice sculpting details and stuff done on here. Looks very G1-y, which I appreciate and I like. And here's her accurate backpack. And yeah, I think she has a good figure. I mean, obviously the the giant backpack and extra bits have been a little controversial amongst some people. I don't really mind that much because they actually did figure out a way to kind of make this extra bit that would otherwise just kind of be a huge gigantic backpack actually work a little better. So when you have it like this, it kind of becomes a little hover platform. And there's these little knobs here. So we can take her feet and which knobs is she, because she's got two here. Okay, it's these smaller ones. A little hard to get her in there, but it works because then she'll stay. And then there we have Arcee on a little hover platform, which I think works. I mean, it's you know, not, you know, I mean, you kind of have to do what you have to do with this design, you know, to remain true to G1 and also give it a working vehicle form. So, you know, doing what they had to do here, I think this works. I kind of like it. It looks a little funny, but I kind of like that it looks a little funny. So yeah. I do appreciate that they, you know, put some thought into it, and that, you know, this isn't just something that you know, toss off to the side. I mean, it kind of is. I think it will be for me, where I'm just gonna like hide it in a corner or something on my display. But you know, the fact that they do give you an option to do something with it, and it doesn't. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna throw that in Prime's trailer. That's the perfect place to keep that. So, so yeah, just the fact that they do give you an option, that there is something else you can do with it. That is nice. So we'll go ahead and bring in Titans Return Hot Rod again, one of her buddies from the movie, and really the only buddy I have from that movie. So they look good together. Very, very G1-y. So, and yeah, I think that's really all I have to say about Arcee herself. Now, of course, this is sort of kind of a re-release of a figure, because this Arcee was released as, it's one or the other, or it's both. I can't remember exactly, because there's so many themes and sub-themes now for War for Cybertron that I can't keep it straight. But I think she got a figure release for Earthrise, for sure, because I missed her with that. Then I think she also got a release with the Walmart exclusive War for Cybertron line that has the Netflix markings all over it. I think she got a release during that as well, which I also missed her in that, because that was like the same wave that Bumblebee came out, and I never saw him. So I just, for whatever reason, I ended up missing that like entire wave. I don't know. My local stores may not have stocked that wave for all I know. I think that some of my local stores have been doing a lot of that recently for probably a number of reasons. And so then finally she got a more wide release, I think, for sure, during Kingdom. And boy, she's shelf-warming hard now. I see her everywhere now. It's like, I was kind of like, oh no, I'd kind of like to get that Arcee. She's kind of hard to get a hold of. And then she comes out for Kingdom. I'm like, oh, hey, sweet, I can pick up Arcee. And now there's just an abundance of Arcee. Arcee is everywhere. So obviously the people that wanted Arcee picked her up when she was released, you know, during Earthrise or whatever the first time around. And now that she's back again for a little bit more of a wider release that's not getting picked over by collectors and stuff, she's keeping those pegs warm, that's for sure. So, oh well. You know, there's always that one or two figures in each wave that really you know, shelf warm pretty hard, and Arcee unfortunately is one of the ones this time. Although I think I don't know, I've also been seeing like the Beast Wars characters shelf warming pretty hard. So Hasbro's I'm kind of worried, because Hasbro's really going hard into this Beast stuff, but I don't know if the younger generation are really gonna be all on board for said Beast stuff. You know, they're doing Transformers: Rise of the Beast, the movie. I mean, maybe that's why they're putting it into the movie, so they could reach a wider audience with the Beast Wars stuff, and maybe get them more on board, since no one wants to watch the Beast Wars cartoon anymore because it's too old. But yeah, I'm kind of worried that it's like they're sort of kind of trying something different, going back to the Beast, but at the same time, it's also still just a play on nostalgia, because Beast Wars is nostalgic because it's from the mid-90s, and so there's a lot of people that are my age or older that grew up with it, and I'm just kind of worried that they're overplaying their nostalgia hand with this, and it doesn't seem like they're going to stop, because with the leaks of the more recent stuff they're coming up with, it's like it's sort of kind of a mix of stuff, which is nice, and they're not just sticking straight to G1, but still it's like, where's the new? Not a lot of new recently. You need to hopefully all of this, you know, rush of nostalgia and just kind of pandering to the nostalgia crowd for the last couple of years, hopefully that will eventually make way to new. But I think I'm gonna do a full video on that one of these days. So yeah, so anyway, I like this Arcee. She's good. I mean, I think she's a good Arcee. I know that she's out around the same time as the Cyberverse Arcee, so obviously there's a little bit of competition in terms of what you like in your Arcee, but I think the backpack on that Arcee is actually worse. So, but the backpack on her is worse, but she doesn't have this extra bit that just kind of hangs off that you can then remove and just toss into a corner to collect dust somewhere. So I mean, it's a pick and choose. Your kind of your own personal tastes. So I like her for what she does. I think she does it well, and it's just kind of nice to have a G1 Arcee in my collection. So yeah, that will be it for this review. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links will be in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.